Have you ever been in a financial trouble on your WooCommerce store and you didn't know what to do and how to solve it for the future? I have an answer for it, and it's financial reporting. My name is Jen. I'm from ProfitBlue.com, and I'm here to introduce you ProfitBlue financial reporting for WooCommerce. Let's get into it. If you don't have the profit tracker and you don't track the profits at the real time, you may have very bad situation in the future, because if you don't track profits at real time and you have some issue in your company, for example, that you start investing a lot of into your ads and you are not tracking that, in the future, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe 2, 3 months, you will face a serious financial problem, and I will tell you why. Imagine you start increasing your ad cost. First week, nothing happens. You are just happy of your revenues and of your gross margin, and everything seems very good. After 3 weeks, you're starting facing the cash flow problems. And you just don't know why, because you don't know how much money you actually made. Because if you start investing more into the ads, it means that you are starting losing more money from the portion of the revenues. And that's why you need the financial reporting and why you need to track every single cost of your business. So that's why we developed something called ProfitBlue. ProfitBlue is a tool running on WooCommerce, and we have many graphs, many tables. Here, what you can see, it's called profit and loss. Profit and loss, it's called P&L. That's the thing you see on the reports from big, very big companies, and you can find almost every report for every year of these giant companies such as Google, Microsoft, etc. But it's not that often used by small companies, because small companies don't know how to do it. They don't have the tools. They simply don't have the guide how to do it. So basically, this is P&L. You have something called revenue. Everyone knows what revenue is. That's how much you get from your customers. Then there are some tables such as thereof sales of goods. That's how much you made from the orders only from goods. There are thereof shipping and fees revenue. That means that how much of this revenue you are getting from the shipping and how much you are getting from the COD, cash on delivery. And here you have COGS. COGS is cost of goods sold. That means how much you pay for products. What are your costs for your products? That's why it's called cost of goods sold. Then after that, you have gross margin and gross profit. Gross profit is basically the revenue decreased by the COGS. And this is one of the most important indicators of every company, gross margin. After gross margin and gross profit, you get variable cost and fixed cost. Variable cost are the cost that increases based on the volume. So for example, if you have 10% cost from the revenue, it's called variable cost. If you have 1,000 orders and 10,000 orders, this variable cost will be an absolute value 10 times bigger. And if you compare it to the fixed cost can be very simply explained on the, for example, the rent, because rent of your store, or I don't know, any platform, you just pay every single month the fixed value. You pay $1,000, and it doesn't change if you have 100 customers and 1,000 customers. It's just all the time the same. And after all, you have these fixed cost and variable cost. You get into EBT, earnings before tax. Earnings before tax are, it's almost net profit, but net profit comes after the taxes on income, which are the taxes that you directly pay to the government. It doesn't have anything common with VAT. It's direct tax. And then you have net profit and or net loss. That's the most. This is like the really most important indicator of the profitability of your company. So this is profit and loss. It's really simple. You don't have much data. If you want to increase the data settings here, you do it on the data settings page over here. You do it on the data settings right here. You have many things to set up. There are custom cost and income, for example. You can set up the cost of goods sold of your items and many more, shipping costs, payment fees, shop settings. You can also track profitability of every order, which is very important if you want to see which orders are making the most money and which products you, for example, don't want to push harder. Here we go. There is a products. You get the profitability of every single product. Very important tab too. And then here we go, something called overview. I wanted to show you first the profit and loss because P&L is easier to understand because it's just table. You get every single cost and you see how the number is decreases. This is more graphic design and you can maybe understand it more easily. The numbers here are not that explained so easy. So if you go to this tab, you need to know what these terms mean. So there we have a revenue, number of orders, COGS. I explained that, gross profit, net profit, some long-term averages, which are the averages based on 1 year from actual date back to 365 days. And then you have some average order value, average items on order, gross margin and percentage, average amount on item, shipping fees. There you have some graphs. You can see what you want, which term you want to analyze, some orders, net profit and loss analysis. You can see which things cost you the most. Here's cost analysis, which is the analysis based on, it's divided into the fixed cost and variable cost. So here you can see directly if variable costs are more expensive than fixed costs, and if you want to a little bit change the percentage or the portion, you can really try to do something with that. At cost analysis, we don't have anything here because we didn't put the data in, which you do on the data settings page. There's product sold analysis. You can see the best sellers, most profitable, least profitable, and here you have the category analysis where you can check any category, but we don't have any items in this category. Here we go. We have some items in uncategorized category. So this is basically how you want to track your profits, and you just need to look at your data. You just need to know what is your target, which number you want to be displayed here. So that was it from my part. My name is Jan. I'm from profitblue.com, and see you in next videos.